Marcus Carlson, our business editor, is here with us in the studio. Hi there, Marcus.
Hi there, Laura.
First up, Marcus, something of a bidding war brewing in the French telecoms industry. Tell us more.
Yes, indeed. Telecom shares were among the big winners during trading here in Paris on Thursday. It follows the news that Bouygues is in the race to buy rival mobile operator SFR. Investors, they seem to be betting on fewer actors in the French mobile industry and with that, higher profits. It's not a done deal just yet, though. Bouygues is going head-to-head with cable operator Numéricable for SFR. And Joe Tandy, he's got more details.
2 offers, 2 visions, 1 target. Both vying for operator SFR, the bosses of Bouygues and Numéricable locked in a bidding war that's likely to reshape the French telecoms market. On Wednesday, Bouygues unveiled its bid, €10.5 billion for SFR. Numéricable's keeping its cards close to its chest, but holding company Altice is thought to have offered €11 billion for France's second biggest operator. Already number 3 in the sector, Bouygues has for many analysts the strongest bid. With an offer focused on the mobile phone market, Bouygues claims it'll make SFR worth €19 billion and find €10 billion in savings. Former owner Vivendi would retain 46% of the operator. On the downside, many fear the combined Bouygues-SFR would be too big. With a 42% market share, the telecoms giant would knock leader Orange off the top spot, meaning the new operator could run into trouble with France's competition watchdog. Numéricable's offer focuses on internet services. The company claims its bid will value SFR at just under €15 billion, making €12 billion in savings and leaving Vivendi around a third of SFR's capital. Yet Numéricable's a newcomer to the market, deemed by some analysts to lack Bouygues' credibility. With French unemployment high, the government is keeping a watchful eye on the deal. Bouygues says there'll be no forced departures, while Numéricable argue they may even recruit. Both bidders want to convince Paris that they're mindful of SFR's 9,000 employees.
Now, Numéricable shares, they were trading down on Thursday, but Bouygues shares, they were up 6.6% at the close. But out of the French telecoms operators, Orange saw the biggest pops in their stock market. Its shares were up more than 10% as the company reassured investors on its profits this year. Orange says it's sticking to its earnings forecast as a cost-cutting drive is on course. Analysts also say that their outlook on Orange is bullish. Now, that takes us to a look at the wider stock markets, and we're going to start in Europe. Those telecom gains in Paris boosted the CAC 40, and it did better than European peers. The focus during the session was otherwise very much on the European Central Bank, and we're going to look at why in just a moment. Over in the United States first, though, this hour we're seeing mostly gains, with the Nasdaq being the one outlier there. Shares, they are trading higher as 323,000 people applied for jobless benefits for the first time last week in the United States. It's the lowest jobless claims figure that we've seen in 3 months. Let's also look at the currency markets. We're seeing the Russian ruble coming under pressure there against both the euro and the dollar. It comes as the US President Barack Obama has ordered asset freezes and visa bans for certain Russian and Ukrainian officials. The measures are aimed at individuals who are deemed to be threatening Ukraine's sovereignty. European leaders too say that asset freezes and visa bans could be on the cards. Now, investors, they're also digesting comments from the European Central Bank this Thursday. The ECB said it's keeping its benchmark interest rate on hold at 0.25%. It also raised its growth forecast for the Eurozone this year to 1.2%, slightly higher than the previous forecast. This is seen as a sign that the recovery is gaining ground in the Eurozone. ECB President Mario Draghi warned there are still risks looking ahead, though, and he said the central bank would be ready to act if need be.
The risks surrounding the economic outlook for the euro area continue to be on the downside. Developments in global financial markets and in emerging market economies, as well as geopolitical risks, may have the potential to affect economic conditions negatively.
OK, that was Mario Draghi speaking there earlier in Frankfurt. And here's another sign that the recovery in the Eurozone is strengthening. Fresh figures show that unemployment in France dropped at the end of last year. The ANSEE Institute says the jobless rate was 9.8% in the fourth quarter. That's 0.8 0.1%, I got it right in the end, less than the previous 3-month period. The government welcomed the news, but analysts there are more cautious. They say the improvement was mostly down to people stopping their search for work, which means that they drop out of the statistics. That's the business news for now. I'll be back again in an hour's time. Laura.
Marcus, we look forward to that. Thank you very much indeed. Let's get some sports news for you now. Dan Levy's here with us in the studio. And Dan, when we were talking yesterday, you weren't